everyone, I'm Emma. Today I'll tell you about the prototype by OK SEUNGCHEOL, and this is a little expedition where you can see with a lot of Japanese manga style and pop art. Now let's start. I went to this expedition a few days ago and I really wanted to share this experience with you, and maybe you can have this experience yourself. So first, before we dive into my thoughts and the actual expedition, I wanted to find out the definition of prototype. Prototype is just like the theme of the expedition, so I thought this is an important topic that we have to go over. This is the boring definition from a dictionary. It's a noun, a first typical or preliminary model of something, especially a machine from which another forms or developed or copied. This is very boring, right? And you can't really understand it very easily. Now let me tell you the fun way. It is a noun, and a prototype is something usually offered to something like a first model. For example, before you make a huge craft, maybe you have a science project that you have to do. You have to create a machine that paints something, or you have to make a machine that will help lessen environment harm, for example. And before you really make that machine yourself, it's going to take so much work if you just make it and then you don't like it and you have to reassemble it and then you have to do it all again, right? So normally, you would plan it out, for example. You would write like there's going to be 5 needed wooden pieces and I will need 5 boxes of glitter and I will stick this blah, 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 blah. But a prototype is something like that, not in words though, it's in drawings, like sketches. It could be a model, for example. Before somebody crafts a car, they make a model on a simple app or so. And they add like, this should be 3 meters on length and 4 meters on the side. And maybe the wheels have to be blue colored inside and leather on the other side. And they need a machine that's 3 meters and 4 meters, and they need a front light that goes in pink. All those things could be in this app. This is a model. So it's normally a model that kind of becomes better, improves to make a better form that's developed. So prototype is something that you do before you do the actual thing. Maybe you can make a prototype for a science thing. For example, you can make something easy with paper and cardboard, but the actual materials are plastic and glass. So you can make that shape and you will see if this works. Maybe the glass might break. Wait, it works, it stands even with paper. You can do those kind of things. So a prototype could be a 3D model for a car, like here. Next, I'm going to talk about OK SEUNGCHEOL because he is a very thankful person for our expedition. He is the artist, and let me show you. So he was born in Korea in 1988. His profession was contemporary artist. He's known for his prototype series, which you will see if you come to this expedition. And he has a styling of anime-inspired characters that explore identity, emotion, and digital culture through painting, sculpture, and mixed media. So these 3 things that I would like to talk about. Identity. They found out their identity by what? Their emotion. You can see their emotion right here. And their emotions don't seem like anything, right? They don't seem angry, surprised, anxious. It has all those kind of bad feelings at once, don't you think? They seem surprised, anxious at once, maybe frightened. Who knows? Now there's also digital culture because he used copy and pasting on one drawing, adding like few faces at once. Now his style is flat, digital-like, clean, that makes pop art, manga artistic, and minimalism. So clean because he doesn't have anything in the background. Normally, artists add like forests or actual backgrounds that you might see in the real world. But he has a plain background, no extra details. Also, it's flat, digital-like illustration. When you first see this image, do you think it's hand-drawn? No, it seems like digital-like illustration. Bright colors, perfect outlines, and just what it seems like digital. He also has a bit of pop art because of the colors and manga artistics. You might ask me, what's manga? Manga is a Japanese illustration like things. If you type Japanese comic, then you'll see first thing manga. His expedition, his work have been shown and so internationally, for example at Gallery Barden and Lotte Museum of Art. This is the place that I saw. Most popular because of his drawings facing, as I said, looking angry or surprised. Now, this is my clear review. My clear review was that it was fun, but I was a bit disappointed though. These are the art pieces, by the way. I was a bit disappointed because normally, if you go to expedition, you can see the drawings by the artist. For example, if it's a night sky with a dog in that room, and there's few other drawings that are similar to that by the same artist, and you're in that room, and normally the background color is normally black or dark blue, like an actual night sky, and maybe there are stars hanging from the sky, like the ceiling, but it's those like interior designs are not by the artist. It's by the people who control that building, for example. That's what I hoped and wanted, but as you see in here, it's just plain white background with these drawings. Some of you might think, yeah, that's great. And I would be like, what? Why? And you guys will be like, then I could focus more on the drawing itself than the background and the surroundings. If there's a lot of surroundings and backgrounds and a lot of different things that I have to look at too, then it might be a bit, confusing. I want to focus just on the drawing and on the sculpture. If you think that, then I hope you really visit here. Because this is one of the only places that I saw with only drawings and a plain white background. I mean, it does kind of match the theme because it's plain. Simple. That's the artist style. There were a lot of sculptures too, and it was kind of fun. But I was a bit sad that there weren't a lot of different characteristics around the room that I could enjoy too. Maybe, for example, for the space one, there could have been like stars and planets hanging from the sky with a little night sky background. That's all I wanted. But I guess not. That was the only thing that I didn't like about this expedition. And I thought it was good overallly, and I think I could go there again. And on the end, there's a section with coffee, and there's also a little shop that you can go to. But I don't really prefer you to go to that shop because there's not a lot of things to buy. I think this was very fun, casually, and I really hope you could enjoy this too. Go to this expedition too, seeing all these beautiful art pieces. And one of my favorite art pieces was this one because this was on the ticket that you get, and it was really fun too. I hope you had a great time learning with me this little expedition in about prototypes and by OK SEUNGCHEOL. Thank you for listening. Bye!